Sydney and Taylor and the Great Friend Expedition, Chapters 7 through 10, by Jacqueline Davies. The rain pounded on the roof of Miss Nancy's potting shed. The wind howled, and the thunder boomed. Sydney and Taylor pushed hard on the door to close it tight against the storm. They fastened the latch. "I've never seen it rain so hard," said Sydney, as they walked down the stairs. That's a strong latch. Taylor slumped in his chair. "The map of the whole wide world is going to be eaten, and no one will be our friend. We will never have parties or picnics. We will never celebrate holidays or share nut cake. And there will never be dances in the backyard under a bright full moon." Sydney made a pot of hot chocolate to cheer Taylor up. Making friends takes time. Isn't that true? Before Taylor could take a sip, there was a loud banging on the door. When Sydney lifted the latch, 3 soggy animals tumbled in. "It's a flood out there," said the shrew. "Impossible to fly in that wind," said the bat. "May we stay here till the storm passes?" asked the rabbit. Sydney made another pot of hot chocolate, and Taylor warmed a nut cake in the oven. "It's just like you said, Sydney. Friends show up when you least expect them." "I know," said Sydney, "and now I'm afraid we'll never get rid of them." Look at them, they're trying to get dried out. Chapter 8. I never, said the shrew. "Worst storm ever." All the animals talked about dangerous storms they had lived through. "Ah, pleasant conversation," Taylor murmured. He offered his friends warm slices of nut cake. "Your burrow is quite lovely," said the bat. Taylor smiled. "Thank you for that sincere compliment." He poured steaming cups of hot chocolate for each of them. Look at that. All warm and cozy during the storm. "And I would like to give you this delicious map of the whole wide world," said the rabbit. "Please forgive the nibbling." Oh no, the corners are nibbled. "Thank you," said Taylor. "I accept your gift of friendship." He was so pleased that he didn't hear water gurgling below. Look at that. "Who? What?" shouted the shrew, leaping to the chandelier. "Who? What?" The animals all looked down. Water was seeping into the burrow, and it was rising fast. Oh no! Look at it, it's even coming down the stairs. Chapter 9. A frog popped out of the water. Remember that from our other story? "The river has broken free," he shouted. "The valley is flooded. You better head for higher ground unless you can swim." And then he disappeared. Look at their startled faces. They better get out. "I can't swim, shouted Taylor as the water reached his waist. In an instant, he curled up in a tight ball and began bobbing on the surface of the rising water. Sydney raced to open the burrow door, but something outside was blocking it. There was no way out. He hurried down the stairs to scoop Taylor out of the water. Then he swam to the other animals. "We're doomed!" screeched the bat, flying about the room. "I don't want to die!" cried the shrew. "My birthday is next week." The water had nearly reached the chandelier. Soon they would all be underwater. That's a terrible thought. "What's that sound?" asked the bat. She had the best hearing of all. There was a noise outside the burrow. "Taylor," said Sydney, "can you smell what's outside?" Taylor climbed to the entrance. He knew that smell. Chapter 10. "It's Miss Nancy," Taylor shouted. "I can hear her digging with a shovel." A minute later, something long and thin poked through their ceiling near the blocked door. "Quick, everyone," shouted Sydney. Look at, they're all floating on the ukulele and a basket. Look what it is. It looks like it's a garden hose. There's Miss Nancy's boots. All 5 friends worked together to pull the hose down the stairs and into the burrow. Suddenly, a loud motor roared outside. Rumble, rumble. The motor made a terrible noise. Glurp, glop, glop. The water started to go down. Look at the burrow, how quickly it filled with water. But it is going down because it had been right up to there. Remember when they were in the living room? There's the chandelier. The animals worked and worked, pulling the hose deeper and deeper into the burrow. Twice they had to grab the shrew by the tail to save her from being sucked up by the hose. Oh my goodness. When the rain finally stopped, the burrow was dry. Sloop! The hose disappeared. They could hear Miss Nancy's boots tromping back to her house. Exhausted, the animals curled up together to take a nap. Aww. They were saved by Miss Nancy. Chapter 11. This is where we will have to stop for today. I hope you are enjoying Sydney and Taylor in this story. You may want to try out some of the other books that these two characters are in.